Are you ready?
Peeps, how's it going? And Detroit basketball is coming back before our very eyes. Last night, I gotta thank everyone who came out for Above the Rim in the Season 2 premiere. We had a great turnout for Week 1, and we are looking for steady improvement. So what we need from you guys is to help spread the word, share it everywhere you possibly can, but most importantly, we had a great show. Thank you guys for coming out. And we talked about preseason, because preseason is right around the corner. I believe the first game is Monday next week. So what I'm looking for, I've talked about. I haven't talked about the players individually. And today's player we are talking about is Sekou Doumbouya. This guy has a ton of potential and is looking like a building block for Detroit Pistons' future, outside of Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond. But it is on Dwayne Casey to help mold this guy, because this guy's only 18, maybe 19. He's somewhere around that ballpark. I'm not sure when his birthday falls, but the guy's super freaking young. And I know a lot of you want to see him start. I want to see him play as well. But there's some things you got to take in consideration before we hop into what I want to see from him this preseason. It's hard enough when you go from college to the NBA. Now, it's a lot of, they talk about a lot of it in the NFL. They don't talk about it so much in basketball. But the fact of the matter is, just the speed of the game is so much different. The athleticism from center to point guard is off the charts. You know, I mean, there's at times you got to guard De'Aaron Fox and Westbrook and John Wall, who are probably some of the fastest players in the league. And then you go from people from like DeMarcus Cousins, Anthony Davis, who can bring the ball up from that 5 spot. So the NBA is way more talented, and as well as it should be, but it's just a huge transition for those college players to adapt to that. And it took Trae Young until pretty much after the All-Star break to get the hang of it. And then he started blowing up, and we had to put him in the race for Rookie of the Year because we thought Luka was his dominate. Well, the thing about Luka, he played in the best foreign league known to man. We got to be patient with Sekou, okay? Because he's not going to come in and just dominate like Luka did. It's going to take him a couple years just to adapt to it. But from what I have seen from Sekou, he looks good, man. He looks really good. And I don't think that he's going to start. I don't even know if he's going to find himself in the rotation right off the rip. But through this season, you're going to see some Sekou, because this guy's got everything you want. This guy's got handles, he can shoot, he can play make. I think the problem with him, and it's going to be a big problem, is just adapting to defense, switching and communicating with his teammates, and that's just because he doesn't know English very well. But rather than that, the sky is the limit for this guy. So what I'm looking for Sekou this preseason, before we get too lost in the video here, he's going to get a lot of opportunities. And, you know, I'm not sure if Drummond or Reggie is going to play. I would not put Blake Griffin or D Rose in the preseason at all. So Sekou is going to get a lot of opportunities here, along with a lot of our very, very young guards. We're going to see pretty much the Summer League team out there. And that's okay, because the Summer League team should have gone to the championship game and won it, but freaking Jared Allen, who's been in the league for 3-4 years, was playing in there. And when Sekou was hurt for most of it, he played very little in that game. We took Bruce Brown out. I don't care because it's a Summer League, but it's their redemption time. You know, they got to go out there and prove. It's not just Sekou, but Sekou's going to be the big part of it. But they have to go out there and prove that they could have won that Summer League. I know they could have, very well could have. That's not really important to me, but I want to see these young guys play. And Sekou's got to be the leader. Sekou has the most promise on this team. Sekou has a real shot if they develop him right, and if he can adjust his game of being a superstar. This guy can do it all, man. So what I'm looking for him in the Summer League, I just want to see him be comfortable. I want to see him switch better on defense, because he's healthy now. I'm looking to see that athleticism, running in transition, dunking the ball, creating his own shot. Because, like I said, man, this guy's got dribbles. He can run. I mean, the transition he did over in France, is running it up and down the court, is something to be marveled at. And now, like I said, France is not nearly as athletic as the USA players here today. You know, the thing that, you know, you are starting to see from more of these foreign players is they're more skilled. U.S. players are more dominant. Like LeBron James is dominant. Well, with the exception of Kevin Durant, he's more skilled than LeBron. It's two different players, but both can dominate the game in different ways. And I think a lot of the foreign people are kind of modeling KD's game, these 7-footers who can dribble and shoot the ball more than they are of being a 275 tank, you know? And I think Sekou's on the right track. I think he's got a mixture of both of those skill sets. And I think as the years go on, he's going to add some muscle and maybe make that leap Giannis did in body weight. Not saying skill-wise, in body weight. Giannis came in the league, he was that big, you know? And now he's pretty stocky. And I'm looking to see that from Sekou Doumbouya's future, because this guy is the one, man. I don't have anything bad to say about him. I really don't. So this might be our really only shot of seeing what Sekou can do this year. Like I said, I think next year is really when we're going to see more of him. Good, bad, or indifferent, it's just how it is. But Dwayne Casey does have a thing for rookies. You know, Bruce Brown, drafted in the second round, did start over Luke Kennard last year. So I'm not going to put it past him. I just don't know if Sekou's NBA ready yet. So leave that down in the comments, man. Where do you want to see Sekou? Personally, I think if we play him, he is going to have a better opportunity off the bench. Just fitting in, you know, playing with Derrick Rose, a guy who's going to draw a lot of attention. He could have more looks and opportunities. Because if you throw him in the starting lineup, he's not going to get very many touches. And, you know, you don't want to ruin his confidence, because you want to make this guy happy. So don't ruin his confidence. It's whatever you got to do for that. But leave it down in the comments. Instagram, Twitter in the description. All DSA members in the description as well. DSA Roundtable tonight on Micro Mike's channel, so be sure to check him out there tonight. Without further ado, I'll see you peeps tomorrow. Peace.